Hey, welcome to one of the fastest growing sports YouTube channels out there, Gold and Blue Dude. And on this video, I want to talk about how each Power 5 conference did, and I'm going to give them a grade. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me again, Gold and Blue Dude. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. I do college football videos every single day. That's what I do. While you're here, go check out my good friends at tristatewhisketch.com. All you have to do is send them the picture, and they'll transfer it onto wood. They make cool stuff like coasters, pictures of all shapes and sizes, family pictures, and if you're willing to pay a little bit extra, something great like this. So go check out my good friends at tristatewhisketch.com. Mention Gold and Blue Dude and you'll get 20% off. If you make an order by phone and mention Gold and Blue Dude, you'll get 30% off. I'll leave his phone number in the description of this video. Don't forget about my score prediction contest. Every single week I pick out a game for you guys to guess the score, and I have a tiebreaker just in case there's a tie. In week 1, Jim Hamrick and Gary D. Anderson tied in the Clemson-Georgia prediction. I have Jim's $15 in the mail, but Gary, you got to get back to me. I have no idea how to give you the $15. And then this past week, Yvette Foster won the contest with the Oregon-Ohio State prediction. The only person that predicted Oregon to win. This week's game is number 1 Alabama at number 11 Florida. And the tiebreaker game will be number 22 Auburn at number 10 Penn State. So give me your score prediction for number 1 Alabama at number 11 Florida and the tiebreaker prediction of number 22 Auburn at number 10 Penn State. Winner gets $20. And we're close to being able to give away $50. I need more Patreons. All you have to do is go over to my Patreon page, join my Patreon page, and boom, you're eligible. If you join the $4.99, you get 1 guest prediction every single week. If you join the $9.99, you get 2 guest predictions every single week. And if you join the $19.99, you'll get 4 guest predictions every single week. And you can win as many times as you want. It's not a have to wait till the end of the season type of prize. Although at the end of the season, whoever wins the most weeks is going to get a championship plaque from Gold and Blue Dude, declaring you the champion of season 1 of this score prediction contest. Time to talk about the Power 5 conferences and how they did in this past week. First, we'll start off with the Pac-12. Well, the good news is number 12 Oregon went on the road to number 3 Ohio State and beat them 35-28. But after that, not good news for the Pac-12. They did have one in-conference game, Stanford at number 14 USC, which I correctly predicted the upset. Stanford 42, USC 28. And that doesn't help the Pac-12. Number 23 Arizona State whoops UNLV 37-10. Washington State all over Portland State 44-24. And Oregon State 45-27. After that, a lot of losing. Number 5 Texas A&M barely beats Colorado 10-7. So that's actually a good showing for the Pac-12. BYU beats number 21 Utah 26-17. TCU beats Cal 34-32. Michigan beats Washington 31-10. Yikes. And San Diego State beats lowly Arizona 38-14. So overall record 4-5. That's not good at all. I was this close to giving you an F, but because Oregon did go on the road to beat Ohio State, I'm going to give the Pac-12 a D. You got to do better, Pac-12. Don't become the joke again. Next up, the Big 12. A lot of cupcake games, but a few important games. Number 4, Oklahoma blanks Western Carolina 76-0. West Virginia does the same to LIU 66-0. Oklahoma State barely beats a bad Tulsa this year 28-23. ECU takes care of Cal barely 34-32. Baylor whoops up on Texas Southern 66-7. Kansas State barely beats Southern Illinois 31-23. Texas Tech escapes with a win against Stephen F. Austin 28-22. Then after that, the Big 12 doesn't do well at all. Number 9 Iowa State gets beat at home by number 10 Iowa 27-17. Number 15 Texas goes on the road to Arkansas and gets waxed 40-21. And of course Kansas is Kansas and they get blasted by number 17 Coastal Carolina on the road 49-22. So overall record 7-3. So the grade that I give the Big 12 is a C-. I mean, a lot of cupcake games. Some teams didn't look good, but then Texas made the Big 12 look bad. Kansas always makes the Big 12 look bad. Then Iowa State dropped the ball against Iowa. So yeah, C- Big 12. Next up, the ACC. They also had a lot of cupcake games. Duke takes care of North Carolina A&T 45-17. Number 6 Clemson beats South Carolina State 49-3. Number 19 Virginia Tech takes care of Middle Tennessee 35-14. Number 22 Miami barely escapes with a home win over Appalachian State 25-23. Number 24 North Carolina takes care of Georgia State 59-17. Virginia beats Illinois 42-14. Pitt goes on the road and beats Tennessee 41-34. And Georgia Tech gets a win against Kennesaw State 45-17. Wake Forest also gets a win against Norfolk State 41-16. Boston College beats UMass, but they allow them to score 4 touchdowns 45-28. Then Louisville dismantles Eastern Kentucky 30-3. Here are their losses though. Syracuse loses to Rutgers at home 17-7. Not good. NC State goes on the road and gets upset upset by Mississippi State 24-10, and Florida State gets beat by an FCS team, Jacksonville State 20-17 on a crazy last-minute play that y'all need to Google on the way out of this video. So the ACC goes 11-3, but that loss by Florida State hurt your grade. I give the ACC a B-. Y'all did have a lot of wins. Florida State, you dropped the ball big time. Next up, the Big Ten. Number 10 Iowa goes on the road and gets a big win against number 9 Iowa State 27-17. Number 11 Penn State all over Ball State 44-13. Number 18 Wisconsin takes care of Eastern Michigan 34-7. Michigan State takes care of Youngstown State 42-14. Minnesota barely beats Miami of Ohio 31-26. Northwestern no problem with Indiana State 24-6. Purdue blanks UConn 49-0. Nebraska with a decent blowout win against Buffalo 28-3. Indiana blows out Idaho 56-14. Maryland blanks Howard 62-0. Rutgers actually does their part. They go on the road and beat Syracuse 17-7. Michigan takes care of business against Washington 31-10. Their 2 losses. Illinois goes on the road and gets blasted by Virginia 42-14. Then of course Ohio State drops the ball for the Big Ten, loses at home to Oregon 35-28. If it wasn't for that, I would give the Big Ten an A. But because of you, Ohio State, I have to give the Big Ten a B. That's not bad, but you can definitely do better. And who would have thought Ohio State would be the one that cost the Big Ten an A? Finally, the SEC. How did the SEC do? Of course, they did great. Number 1, Alabama blasts Mercer 48-14. Georgia all over UAB 56-7. And UAB is a decent team, by the way. Number 5, Texas A&M goes on the road and barely squeaks out a win against Colorado 10-7, but it's a win. Number 13, Florida goes on the road to South Florida, beats them 42-20. Arkansas takes care of number 15, Texas at home 40-21. Number 20, Ole Miss all over Austin Peay 54-17. Number 25, Auburn blanks Alabama State 62-0. South Carolina comes out on top 20-17. Mississippi State takes care of NC State 24-10. LSU waxes McNeese 34-7. And Vanderbilt gets a win on the road 24-21. There was one in-conference game, Missouri at Kentucky. Kentucky wins 35-28, and that does not hurt the SEC. That's what was supposed to happen. And then the one loss, Tennessee, a home loss to Pitt 41-34. Very close to being perfect and getting an A+, but because of you, Pitt, the SEC went 11-1, and I have to go with an A. Not an A+, but an A. That's still great, but Tennessee, if you could have just beaten Pitt, the SEC would have gotten an A+. I have a feeling the SEC will get an A+ before this season is up. Now we look at what the Power 5 conferences have in the top 25. Down at the bottom of the barrel, you have the Big 12. Only 2 teams in the top 25. Number 3, Oklahoma, and number 14, Iowa State. And they got a C this week. Big 12 not doing well at all. Next up, the Pac-12. They have 3 teams in the AP Top 25. Number 4, Oregon, big jump. Number 13, UCLA. And number 19, Arizona State. And this week, they got a D for their grade. Y'all ain't doing good at all. Then there's the ACC. They have 4 teams in the AP Top 25. Number 6, Clemson. Number 15, Virginia Tech. Number 21, North Carolina. And number 24, Miami. And they got a B- this week. Not terrible, but definitely can do better. Next is the Big 10. 5 teams in the AP Top 25. Number 5, Iowa. Number 9, Ohio State. Number 10, Penn State. Number 18, Wisconsin. And number 25, Michigan. And you got a B this week. Not bad, Big 10. And if Ohio State would have been able to beat Oregon, you would have gotten an A as well. Then, of course, the SEC. They have 7 teams in the AP Top 25. Number 1, Alabama. Number 2, Georgia. Number 7, Texas A&M. Number 11, Florida. Number 17, Ole Miss. Number 20, Arkansas. And number 22, Auburn. And this week, they got an A- for a grade. Can't do much better than that other than be perfect. And I have a feeling the SEC will be perfect in one of these weeks before the season is over. That's all I got for you for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you on my next show.